What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. We have finally arrived. The National is finally here. You've been hearing about it for weeks. Weeks, months, years even. The time has finally come. We are basically day zero. As you are watching this, I am making the trek across the turnpike, across Indiana, across Illinois, into Rosemont, Illinois, to the 2023 National. I decided to just drive it all today. So like I said, as you're listening to this, I am making the trek across the turnpike. I initially was going to leave the night before, but changed my mind. I honestly just had too much to still get done to be able to sneak out ahead of time. So get a good night's sleep tonight, hit the road early, and plan on getting to town around lunchtime or early afternoon. So what's the plan? I have one, but I don't have one. There is a few things. One, I thought about dropping off. I bundled up a very large box, about 5 pounds worth of stuff that I sent off to ComC. Originally, I was going to drop it off in person. It was about 200 and some cards of just random stuff. About 20 cards of fresh pulls, most of that being Marvel stuff from beginnings. I didn't record a video on any of this. And then direct to grading. I got Ellie De La Cruz Tops Now cards back, and this is going to lead into one of my things for the National. The one of him sliding in the home, and I got those ones of when he hit for the cycle. And I sent 3 of them in to test out direct to grading when they announced that program, and I held the other ones back, and I was going to send them in just through a traditional PSA bulk submission. I was waiting on the other Ellie De La Cruzes because I knew that they were coming, the one of him stealing home with the cool image. Those came in. I bundled it all up, and then I was like 4 cards short of reaching 20. So I was looking around and like I got there, but I just said, you know what? Let's just not deal with this. So what I decided to do is I sent, I think it was 12, like 7 and 5 or something like that of the various cards. I included those in that ComC shipment to go direct to grading. It'll probably take a little bit longer to get them back, and I'll pay a little bit more per card, but I actually come out cheaper in the long run. The reason why is because I was kind of forcing to get to 20 cards. So when you factor in the return shipping and the fact that I could just send the exact number of cards that I want rather than force the number to 20 to get to the minimum for the Collectors Club deal at $19 a card, it actually ended up being cheaper just doing it through ComC. Yeah, I'm paying more per card, but the net result is going to be cheaper. And I have ComC credit, so I'll use the ComC credit for that. So it is what it is. I did pull 5 out. 3 of him stealing home and then 2 of him from the cycle one. I think I'm going to on-site grade those at the National. None have been graded yet, obviously. People are actively getting them in the mail this week. So I figured, let me take those there and get them graded on site. And I think I'm going to CGC them. And I know, CGC resells like poo-poo in sports cards, but I'm going to give it a whirl. Some really random fake grading companies in the Ellie De La Cruz sold for large sums of money that they shouldn't have. Not large, like 60, 70 bucks. But CGC has the $20 thing, so it's my lowest cost of entry, and I could potentially be first to market with these or have them at the actual show itself. If not on eBay with some of the first Gem Mint 10s, and I feel okay about that. This could blow up on my face. We will see what happens. But my cost basis on the cards won't be very much. They're a couple bucks. I think they're like $5 a card. I don't even remember. I got a 10-pack. And 20 bucks to grade, so like $25 a card. I feel like I could get more than $25 a card, assuming that they gem. And traditionally, Tops Now grades pretty easy. The QC on those are very, very high. So circling back around, the ComC stuff I was going to drop off in person and save the $12 shipping or whatever it ended up costing me to ship it. And then I thought about it, and you know what? I said, it's worth spending the $12 to ship it to, one, not have to lug it around. It's like I said, it was like a 5-pound box. So I don't have to lug that onto the show floor and give it to them. That's one. Two, I get to jump the line of all the other national submissions. The national stuff, they say, takes 7 to 10 business days to get back to Washington and get entered into the system. So that's all of this week plus all of next week before it even starts processing, and then the processing time. So for the fresh pulls, that's like another week or two. And for the direct grading, that's like another week past, or 2 weeks past the national till that stuff would be done. So by just spending the $12 to ship it, I don't have to lug it around, and that stuff will be arriving at ComC headquarters while I'm at the national and beginning the process. So it almost is giving me a 2-week or more head start on all those orders that'll be coming back from the national. So that was my logic there. Originally, I was going to be cheap and save $12, and then the more I thought about it, I'm like, this isn't worth it. And then, like I said, I'm going to do some on-site grading with CGC. I'm still debating actively, and I am recording this, about 15, 16 hours before I got to hop in a car, what I'm doing with reholders. There are a couple sports cards through CGC that I'm going to reholder. I have that Griffey Auto and the Jordan Scoring Kings. I debated cracking the Jordan Scoring Kings and throwing it Beckett's way, but I think I'm just going to keep it in the CGC case, and it is what it is. And then I got to decide what I want to do with my X-Men Marvel stuff. I have about 20 1992 Jim Lee X-Men Marvel slabs in 9.5 or better, some pristine, that I need to figure out what I want to do. Do I want to reholder them, or do I just want to stick with them in blue labels? And, you know, that's kind of the end of that project. I don't have to take them to the national to do it. I can always ship them in. So I may just punt this down the road, but that's on my radar as well. That's kind of where my headspace is at with grading at the moment in regards to the national and what I kind of plan on taking advantage of and what I don't. Now, that could obviously change. Stuff could come up. I could buy something. I could trade into something. I could open something. Who knows? But that's where I'm at in terms of on-site grading at the national. In terms of what I am looking for, I am more... Actually, take this a different direction. What am I looking to move? I have that CJ Stroud auto that I talked about in yesterday's video. I'm taking that with me, hoping that we get a Fanatics formal announcement on that. It seems like it's pretty much a done deal. That's all the rumors and innuendo, but it has not been formally announced yet. So we'll see if that happens, because that could spike that card, and I'll be glad to have it with me. In addition to that, I would like to move off some baseball. I have that Cam Collier still that I have not moved. I would like to not come home with that. I have a few other baseball things. I have that J-Rod Blue Sparkle PSA 9, nothing crazy on that. I have, on the non-sports card side, I have one McFarlane auto left that I am looking to move off of, so I'm taking that with me for sure. I'm still debating on a Jim Brown rookie. I have 2 of them. I have not moved off any of them yet, and I kind of feel like if I don't need the money, why get rid of it? Just sit on it and let it do its thing. So my lean is no on that one, but I thought about maybe throwing it in the case for trade bait if something super spicy comes along that I could throw at it. In addition to that, I mean, I just have like some general lower end stuff, you know, like $50, $25, $100, just lower end slabs across various different sports that I'll be taking with me. I also hit, I don't have the desktop camera up because I'm packing everything up. I opened some more boxes of Marvel Beginnings. And one of the things that's in there is called a lineage booklet. They're numbered to 5. There's 30 of them on the checklist. So there's only 150 of them total in existence. They're near impossible to hit, and I hit one. It's the X23. You could see photos of it over on my Instagram page. Links in the description of the video. They're really, really cool. It's a comic clipping book that is a booklet that has 6 different comic clippings in it, including her first appearance. And then all the way across key issues of the character's run, essentially. Like I said, I hit X23. There's some monsters out there. The Spider-Man one has an AF-15 cut in it, along with a bunch of other stuff. It's like, if you're a character collector, it's probably one of the ultimate grail cards, in my opinion. So I hit that. I have no idea what to value that thing at. I'm going to take that with me just in case. I know some Marvel people are going. I need to get a booklet mag holder for it, because booklets are not the easiest thing in the world to transport around. So I'll be taking that with me as well on the higher end stuff. In regards to what I'm looking for, sports wise, the only thing I would love to be able to somehow trade into a Kobe refractor with LeBron guarding him from, I think it's 2008 Topps Chrome off the top of my head. I have the chalk toss from that year, and I have a lot of his other refractors, but I never got around to that one. So I wouldn't mind pulling one of those down. There's a couple other Topps Chrome refractors I still don't have yet. So if I could potentially trade into something like that, that would be awesome. I don't know that I want to fork out the $1,000 cash for it or whatever they're going for these days in like a PSA 9. That's the one thing that's kind of on my radar. A LeBron rookie of some shape or form, a refractor. It's kind of on my radar, but kind of not. I would have to trade into it heavily. It would have to be like a BGS 8 or an 8.5 or like a PSA 8 or something like that. And even that's kind of a long shot. I would have to blow most of my cash load to get that done. And I don't know that that's just what I want to do at this particular time. I ended up spending more money at Heroes Con than I anticipated, which was fine. That's not, I didn't make a mistake or anything. That's, you know, I kind of planned on having X number of dollars to split between those two shows and just spent a little bit heavier on that one, but I got what I wanted, so that's all that matters. And, you know, I talked about the LeBron auto a lot. My concern with the LeBron auto right now is that the Fanatics exclusive thing or the Upper Deck exclusive thing might be a little up in the air. So if that happens, I think it would hurt his autograph pricing, at least in the short run. That being said, once again, if I could trade in the one, deploying actual cash on the sports card side, if I saw some super rare Manny Ramirez stuff, I would be intrigued. But I'm honestly mostly looking for non-sports card stuff. And I would love to sit here and run down a specific list for you. I have some things that I'm looking for. But they're kind of vague, you know, cool Game of Thrones autos, cool Star Wars autos, like a James Earl Jones. We talked about that on a live stream the other night. Actually, that's one of the next ones up on my list. It'd be cool to get a Stan Lee auto. I know he has some autograph cards and like Allen and Ginter and some other stuff. I wouldn't mind snagging one of those if the price is right on something like that. Any other like pop culture actors or stuff that I just generally like. I'm mostly looking for that kind of more cool, unique stuff versus actual sports cards. This show, this particular year for me, for whatever reason, the mindset that I'm in, and maybe it's just the market or whatever, it is much more about hanging out with people and talking to people and seeing friends and networking and that sort of stuff than it really is about like, I need to walk out of there with X, Y, or Z card. So people asked in the live stream on Monday, you know, if you went and didn't buy a single card, would that be a loss? Would you consider that like a non-successful show? And it would just depend on how everything else went. You know, if I got to hang out with a bunch of friends, make some new friends, do some networking, you know, record a little bit of content, that would be a win to me, even if I don't necessarily buy a card or execute any deals or anything like that. The show has definitely evolved for me over time in regards to the social aspect of it becoming more important than the card aspect of it. For some people, they need to go and, you know, they're looking at quick flip and do their thing and make 10%, 5% on each card and transact a ton over the weekend. And that's the whole reason why they're there. And more power to them. That's just not my game at this thing. It's really not. The other thing that I'm considering, and I don't know if I'm going to do this yet or not, I need to kind of see what the details are and kind of see how things are going. I am considering maybe going a little crazy on Topps Chrome. 2023 Topps Chrome comes out while we're at the show. Topps has the silver pack redemption things that you could get. Like if you buy boxes, you get these bonus packs with it. They typically sell for a decent amount of money. Here's my thought process is buy Topps Chrome, get the silver packs, sell the silver packs, and then rip it. And then, you know, you have the shot for the MVP buyback to lower the cost of the box even more. And I could do a bunch of content around it. My thought process was, if I wanted to really get wild, is to get a case of 2023 Topps Chrome hobby boxes. And then kind of just document the journey. Here's my cost basis for the case. Here's how many silver packs I got. Here's what I sold those for. And this will be a long-term thing. because the MVP buyback, we won't know until the fall. Here's how many MVP cards I pulled out of there. It took this off. Here's what I sold this for. Here's what I set to ComC. Here's what I sent in for grading. And just kind of map it all out and do updates with it kind of across the land, or across the months as we kind of move. Because like I said, this would not be a short-term thing. I wouldn't rip all boxes on camera or anything crazy like that. But I'm considering that. I don't know that I'm going to do it for sure or not. It depends really on, honestly, how much money I spend on other stuff. I don't want to blow my financial wad on that case and then get pissed at myself a couple days in. So if I sell some stuff, move the Cam Collier, move some other stuff, I may tempt fate with that, or potentially split a case with somebody and do it that way as well. So that's something I am considering. It would be a lot of work. It'd be kind of a pain in the butt. I'd probably be swearing at myself before it was all said and done, saying, why'd you do this? But 2023 Topps Chrome looks pretty decent from the videos that I've watched, QC-wise. The checklist is really good. And just kind of see what happens. I think it would just be kind of a fun experiment of, can I maneuver this thing with all the extra angles to see if you actually come out ahead ripping a case. You'd rip the case, you'd have the silver packs, I'd have the content, the whole thing. It would be a whole kit and caboodle, and just kind of see where it all ended up at in the end, probably 6 months from now, honestly, when it all kind of shakes itself out. But that is on my radar as well. Beyond that, I'm not really looking for any wax. I'll probably FOMO into at least one box of Topps Chrome to rip there. I have my jumbo box pre-ordered, but it didn't come in yet. I was hoping it would get here before I left, but sadly it did not. So that's all I got. I got to get this puppy edited, wrapped up, and loaded up. And once again, if you're attending the show, I hope to see you there. If you're not attending the show, let me know in the comments down below, like what information are you looking for besides, like what players moving and that sort of stuff. And before you know it, the National will be over and we'll get back to regularly scheduled programming. I know this thing kind of takes over the content cycle for everyone this time of year, but kind of is what it is. We'll be on the fast track to football by the time, basically, once this is over, we're in it. Football preseason is here. Hall of Fame game will be going on, the whole nine. So, like I said, if you see me, swing by, say hello. The only events that I know I will be at for sure are Card Collector 2's Trade Night, and on Friday, Filmington is having a little meetup at the Lowe's Hotel bar. I'll be a little late to that, but I will be at that at some point in time in the evening as well. Beyond that, I have some other random stuff after hours, but it'll just kind of go where the people take us, I guess. We'll see. That's the other kind of crazy thing is, what does the trade night scene look like after all that nonsense has been going on? The only other thing I'll say is that I expect a Fanatics curveball. And what I mean by that is something out of the blue that we haven't heard about yet. I have no inside information on that. That's just gut feel. The Fanatics is going to announce something at this thing. We still haven't heard from Beckett. Those are the two that we haven't heard a peep from. And the time is ticking, Beckett. So I'm guessing they're going status quo and not changing anything, but that could change by the time you all see this. So, all right. I got to get this uploaded. I got to get packed the rest of the way. We will see you in Chicago. If not, we'll see you virtually through the interwebs. Catch you guys, boys and girls, on the next one. Peace.